Binigyang diin ng Armed Forces of the Philippines, AFP, na walang katotohanan ang mga spekulasyon hinggil sa isang reset plot na suportado ng militar. Ayon kay AFP spokesperson Colonel Francel Margaret Padilla, nananatiling nakatuon ang institusyon sa proseso ng konstitusyon at hindi kailanman susuporta sa anumang tangkang pagbaligtad sa demokratikong istruktura ng pamahalaan.
Gaya din ako ni General. Bago mag-umpisa, mag-emote muna ng sandali. Pero sa totoo lang, I don't want to see that video. Nakakagalit. Not because of me, but because of Mayor Rudy. Because of him. But you know what? I watched that video again, and I was trying to recall that almost everyone was up to their feet. Tumataas yung boses, no? Makita naman kung sino yung tumataas ang boses. Lahat na. Pati na rin ako siguro. But I like to put that in context, no? I have to hold my ground because some people were telling me bakit hindi ko raw binalikan or anong ginawa ko kay General Torre. But you know what? Ano ko lang ito? Pinag-isipan ko lang yun na I need to hold my ground because I need to protect the President on my side. With E.S. Medialdea on the other side. Kasi mas matanda si E.S. Medialdea, nung sinita siya, hindi talaga niya mapigilan. Kaya napusasan si E.S. Medialdea. But I like to go back to my observation once I was looking at that video, that particular video. And you try to watch that video again in your own time. And try to see that whole stretch of about siguro mga 3 to 5 minutes. Okay? And then try to see who was the most calm in that video. Sino?
Tatay.
Si Tatay. Si PRRD. Si Mayor Rudy. He was just there, sitting. Hinihila na ako. Nagagalit na si Kitty. Tumataas na yung boses ni Hanilet. Everyone was up to his feet. By the orders of General Torre, the police at the back were already about to gang up on us. But the man was sitting like this and looking around, not saying a word. And yet, siya yung focus nung araw na yan. Hindi lang siya yung focus, siya yung objective ng BBM administration at ng mga kapulisan who carried out the orders. But he was the most calm person in the room. And he was just looking around. And the only time he said something was, Hanilet was already raising her voice. But he was not addressing Hanilet. He was addressing the policewoman who was holding the hand of Hanilet, or the arm of Hanilet. He was saying, wag mo na lang hawakan, wag mo na lang hawakan. So makita mo na yung tao, matanda na, 80 years old, but still with a very sharp mind. At least at the time, 8 months ago. And when I heard the news that he has difficulty having to stand trial, and that really brought me down. Everyone. Not only my family, but everyone. And I hope and pray that God will grant him the grace of good health sustain him psychologically, emotionally, as we go through this, as he goes through this with everyone of us praying for him, supporting him, rallying for him, and everything that we need to do to bring him home. I'd like to divert a little bit with Colonel having to say something about yung mga nasa AFP at saka PNP. And I would like to affirm, I can say this, no? I'd like to affirm that there is so much support in the organization. At manggagaling yan doon sa tao. In one of those conversations, I've seen the man up close and I've seen the man from a distance. Kung ano yung makita nyo, ano yung marinig nyo, ganon din siya pagkatabi mo siya. Walang plastikan, walang pagbabago. Okay? One time, he mentioned about, not necessarily the exact words, but basically what he said was, yung trabaho ng isang tao, na yung trabaho niya ay magpakamatay sa bayan, saludo ako. And he was referring to the AFP, yung mga kasundaluhan at mga pulis. That's why when he became president, he took care of those who really stand and whose work, whose duty, if need be, to die for his country. And it is at this time that he has called upon those who admired to do your duty and stand up for your country. For your country. Yun ang sinasabi niya. Having said that, kahapon I flew in from Davao. And I was surprised, sir. Alam ko na marami akong nakakausap na mga retired military officers and enlisted men. From time to time, in fact, not the text, mga ganun. Pero, I was surprised that yesterday, in the airport, a person came to me and asked me, ikaw ba yung abogado ni PRRD? Sabi ko, opo, isa po sa mga abogado. Gusto niya magpa-selfie and I have to oblige. So, nagpa-selfie. And then, in return, I was just curious. I have to ask. Sabi ko, ano po yung trabaho niyo, sir? Hindi ko na lang sasabihin ko ang pangalan, anong ranggo, sundalo po. No? At may ranggo. And sabi ko, okay lang po ba kayo? Okay lang po ba sa inyo, sir? Sabi niya, okay lang po. Kasi yung sentimento po ng mga kasamahan nila nasa kay PRRD. And to me, that is uplifting. Kasi nga, there is one brave person because normally you don't get those kind of reaction. And really, that reaction coming out publicly, expressing it publicly. But I appreciate it very much. Sabi ko, ituloy nyo lang yung serbisyo nyo sa bayan. Yun lang masabi ko. And bumalik sa isip ko yung sinabi ni PRRD. Kung yung trabaho ng isang tao magpakamatay if need be para sa bayan, saludo ako. Kaya mataas ang respeto niya sa mga kasundaluhan at sa mga kapulisan. However, as in all things and in all statements, at sa lahat ng mga sinasabi niya, at the end of the day, he would always say, I take full legal responsibility sa mga ginawa ng panahon ng panunungkulan niya. Hindi niya inatrasan yan. And that's the reason why he's there. And for those who love him, for those who have benefited from from the work that he has done in government, collectively, not singularly, but collectively, kasi hindi naman niya kaya yan pag walang suporta sa mga tao. Hindi talaga mangyayari. You know, yung mga mabuti, magaganda, magagaling na nangyari sa panahon ng administrasyon niya. Segue lang ako ng konti sa isang bagay para sa bayan. Hanggang ngayon, iniisip ko lang talaga kung merong isang proyekto na pwede mong i-accredit o credit sa administrasyong ito. Think of one project. Yung malalaki ha. Yung malalaki. Kahit nasaan kayo galing. Siyempre, yung project na alam natin, blew before our very face, before us, yung flood control. Yun ang problema. Pero think of a project na talagang napakinabangan or ginagawa na mapakinabangan ng taong bayan. Na ginawa, na iplano, o na nasimulan ng administrasyong ito. Kayo na po ang sumagot kung meron man. Ano po? Ayun ang problema. Kasi po, hindi yung proyekto. Nasa tao talaga yan kung gustong magnakaw. Talagang papasukin talaga yung bahay nyo kung gusto talaga magnakaw. Yun ang problema. No? But I'd like to make a disclaimer. I'm not a lawyer in the defense team dun sa Hague. Nakikiusap lang ako kung ano yung pwedeng maitulong natin doon sa legal team. Yun lang po ang paminsan-minsan ginagawa natin. But other than that po, dito po tayo focus like what happened during the election po. Kasama po natin si Atty. Yvette doon sa legal team ng PDP Laban. So, very well appreciated yung effort ng lahat at nagbunga naman na maganda. Although hindi marami, pero talagang yung naipasok natin sa Senado, matindi. Napanood ko nga yung, i-relate ko lang yung nangyari ngayon kay PRRD ha. Napanood ko nga yung budget hearing kino-question ni Senator Marcoleta kung bakit na ipasok si Marcos Lacanilaw sa LTO. Ano yung credentials niya? Naiklaro naman ni Senator Marcoleta na baka yung credential mo yung ikaw yung nagdala kay PRRD sa The Hague. The pictures already tell us that he was there. So, I think that's the only plausible reason why he got that post. Although it is not to say na wala siyang pwesto. Dati naman siya sa Philippine Center on Transnational Crime. May pwesto siya. Siguro mas malaki yung sa LTO kasi mas malaki yung organisasyon. Hindi ko na lang isipin na mas malaki yung sinasabi mo kanina, sir. Basta malaki. Pero whatever is the case, I think there is a question of credibility insofar as the leadership of the Land Transportation Office is concerned today. So, binibilang na yung minuto, siguro mga 35 minutes, magsisimula na yung hearing. At I was told, I don't know if you can do it live or they can have it live. But yung video po na manggagaling sa ICC, I was told may delay po yan. So siguro yung mga nandun na at nakapagkuha ng slot sa loob ng gallery ng ICC, I don't know if they can also broadcast it live. I mean, not broadcast it live, but report live kung ano talaga